No?
I like it. There we go. Hi, we're Designing Spaces, the show that's all about you and your space, your home and surroundings. I'm Debbie Murray.
And I'm David Jones. You know, here in Designing Spaces, we take a look at all aspects of your home and property, including lifestyle. So there's plenty to interest homeowners everywhere.
So stick around and see it all right here on Designing Spaces. You know, the idea of remodeling the kitchen can be overwhelming.
But you see, Designing Spaces is always on the forefront of makeovers. So today, we're going to take a look at the overall plan that gets the project done, from concept to completion. Take a look.
The thought of a kitchen remodeling project can be overwhelming. Not only are there practical considerations, there are so many style options to choose from as well. You know you want it to look its best, but you also want it to perform all the duties of a fully functional kitchen. So where do you start? Well, Designing Spaces is here to help. Designing Spaces is here at Amoroso Cabinets in Brandon, Florida, with Connie Edwards, a certified kitchen and bath expert with 25 years of design experience. She's also the director of design at Waypoint Living Spaces. You know, Connie, it's so great to have you on this show.
Thanks for having me, Kelly.
You know, so now more than ever, homeowners are looking at, a remodeling project as an easy way to upgrade their current living standards. And of course, the kitchen is just natural for this kind of a project, but it can be a bit intimidating. So where do you start?
It is a complicated process, Kelly, but the first thing I tell people to do is go through magazines, tear out pages of things that you really like, the look that just kind of strikes you, and then this is the next place you need to go. It's a dealership.
Now that's a great idea because it seems to me that something could easily go wrong, especially when you're dealing with cost estimations. So do you think it's a good idea to bring in a designer from the very beginning?
I do. They're going to be your guide through the process.
Okay, and how do you even find a designer that kind of fits your style?
I think you ought to ask your friends and find out who did a good job for them, and then go talk to them and see if you make a connection.
Because that's the most important part, but then of course there's the budget. So how does a designer deal with a budget that's been set by the homeowner?
It is an expensive project, but if the homeowner is frank with the designer, they're going to work with you. They're going to tell you where you can save and where you can splurge to get the project you really want.
And they say design is in the details. So how important is it to pick something like, cabinet hardware?
It's very important. I think cabinetry hardware is like the jewelry on a dress. You could actually change the look of a cabinet style by putting different hardware on it. So give it some real thought.
And what do people typically overlook?
I think people miscalculate just how much space it takes to put in an island. You have to have at least 42 inches of walk space between the other cabinets and the island, and if the other side of the island is a blank wall, you need at least 36 inches there. It takes a lot of space to fit in an island, but a designer can help you with that too.
See, and people don't really think about stuff like that.
No, they just want an island.
Right. Now here's the most important question. What is the hottest trends today?
Kind of a cleaner, simpler look, not as fussy, and in finishes, it's either a real dark cherry or maple, or it's a painted finish, white or off-white. It's kind of two different choices, but that's what's hot today.
Really, that's a good tip. So what's the hottest trend out there?
Oh my, just making a kitchen look personally wonderful for your home. Okay. Fits the space, fits your personality, has just a little uniqueness.
So Connie, you're already beginning to put our mind at ease, but what could be better than to actually see a newly remodeled kitchen in a home? Coming up, we'll meet another designer and see how one home was reborn to fulfill the homeowner's wishes. That just ahead on Designing Spaces.
More Designing Spaces coming up after this.
Connie and I are here at a home in Brandon, Florida, just a few miles from Amoroso Cabinets, where a kitchen has just been remodeled. And joining us is Doug Amoroso, and we're about to see the final results of working with a designer and a company who's able to supply the right cabinetry and detailing to fit the style and budget. And Doug, obviously this is absolutely beautiful. So what did it take to actually capture the homeowner's vision?
Well, this was an extraordinary example of a homeowner really taking charge of this project. They did a lot of the work themselves, so it made my job very easy. And then one of the important considerations that we had to work around was that we wanted to keep the appliances where they originally were. This is kind of important, especially if you're trying to contain project costs. Another opportunity that we had was the homeowner wanted to remove one of the soffits from one side of the kitchen. This allowed us to use taller cabinetry, staggered height designs, and the third thing was we wanted to improve the lighting in the kitchen.
So it sounds like there's a lot more to lighting than just throwing up a few fluorescent lights overhead.
Oh, much more today. We want to be energy efficient, that's for sure. But there are actually 3 layers of lighting that you want to have considered. One is overall general illumination, and part of that can be daylight. Here we have recessed can lights in the ceiling. You also want task lighting, and in this case, we have under cabinet lights hidden kind of behind some beautiful molding on the cabinetry, and that lighting kind of just bathes the countertop in beautiful work lighting. And the last kind of lighting is accent lighting. And here at this beautiful home, we have some decorative lights hanging over the snack bar.
I would say it absolutely is beautiful. So what's a realistic time frame for a kitchen remodel?
Well, this was a really special project. The homeowners were fantastic. Our guys only took a day or two to install all the cabinetry.
In some parts of the country, it may take up to 3 weeks or a little bit longer. Cabinets from Waypoint Living Spaces takes about 4 weeks from the time the order is placed. But remember, there's a lot of work that happens before you get to the point of placing the order.
I'm saying it's definitely worth the wait because they are absolutely beautiful. So let me ask you, Doug, as the designer, what are the highlights in this kitchen?
Well, Kelly, one of the most important things was, of course, by removing those soffits, we were able to use taller cabinets. We also had a multi-piece crown molding assembly, which looks absolutely gorgeous. And it's a great way to disguise an irregular ceiling. Another thing which is an absolute must-have is roll-out trays. Makes accessing the under cabinet space even easier.
And it's definitely worth the wait. Now, you guys have given us a lot of information about kitchen remodeling, but I think it's time to actually see what the homeowners think.
We love our new kitchen remodel. It's everything we had hoped for. It's all the planning that's been put into finalization.
The process was very easy for us. The designers helped, and they were just very meticulous about every detail. And one of my favorite parts is the rollouts. It's very easy to get to the dishes and hard to reach items on the lower shelves. And the crown molding is one of my favorite pieces.
Best part of our new kitchen is it's finished.
I love it.
So it definitely looks like the homeowners are happy. And Designing Spaces would like to thank the both of you for your insight. And Connie, is there a website our viewers can check out?
Yes, there is. They could go to waypointlivingspaces.com, and there they'll find an array of beautiful room scenes and accessories. And while they're there, they can check out my blog. It's called Connie's Corner, and there's tips and design trends and beautiful projects, and I post once a week.
Well, it sounds like it's a great place to start. Thanks again. You can also go to designingspaces.tv to find that link and click on the video to watch this part of the show again. For Designing Spaces in Brandon, Florida, I'm Kelly Lightbourne.
More Designing Spaces coming up. Don't go away.
You know, often the potential for the master bathroom is overlooked. I mean, you have a space that could become a sanctuary from the pressures of the world. I mean, a place to just get away.
Okay, true, but how do we accomplish this idea and make it a reality? Well, you know how? We watch this. When we think of our personal health and well-being, we think of living an appropriate lifestyle, eating right, and keeping physically active. But how often do we consider how we treat our downtime? When do we give ourselves time for tranquility? Designing Spaces has discovered one way you can create that tranquil haven right in your own home. Meet Henri Brunel, president of Bain Ultra, the man who will guide you to your own personal sanctuary in this perfect example of what a new kind of bathroom could look like.
This is what we call an experience bathroom, a place dedicated to relaxation, health, and well-being in the comfort of your own home. It is specially designed to reach your overall or improve your overall health based on physical, mental, emotional, and energetic needs. Its purpose is to create a new way of living, a new art of living. And that's exactly what means experience bathroom. Inspiring a new art of living based on therapeutic experiences. Inspiring experiences, experience bathroom, that place where you can reconnect with yourself. Before deciding on the features of your personal sanctuary, we invite you to reflect on who you are and what you need in this point in your life. Consider basic wellness needs instead of creating a fleeting desire to own something trendy. So when you build an experience bathroom, you don't start with the space or with our product. You start with the person who will make this space their home. Everything that is part of an experience bathroom is designed within 3 different platforms. You have the therapeutic bathtubs, you have the experience care unit, and you have the complementary line of product called Akasha. Before I tell you how they work, let me explain to you how we come up with these new designs. We have an innovative department that develops all these new concepts. It's an exacting process that focuses on the overall improvement of your physical, mental, emotional, and energetic health. But we are also guided by the TDA triangle, which stands for Therapy, Design, and Architecture.
Louis Gendreau is Director of Innovation at Bain Ultra, the manufacturer of the components used in experience designs.
Thérapie représente la capacité de nos offres à répondre aux besoins physiques, mentaux, émotionnels.
Therapy is our product's ability to meet your physical, mental, and energy-related needs. We draw on research and technology to deliver the best secular therapies available. Thermomassage, light therapy, chromotherapy, aromatherapy, and sound therapy. Design is how our products elicit a positive response. It's finding the balance between form and function. A bath should be ergonomic, functional, and beautiful.
Architecture représente la capacité de nos offres.
Architecture is our product's ability to fit into an area that promotes relaxation, health, and wellness. Every aspect of these 3 elements is carefully studied and measured. This is the base we build on when we create products that meet your basic needs and integrate them into an experience bathroom.
Alors, au centre de la salle de bain vivante, on retrouve le bain. Ici, un Amos 6636 avec un appui
The
jaune.
bath is at the heart of the experience bathroom. The bath represents comfort and well-being. It brings it all together: the gentleness of water, the comfort of heat, and the force of the air, which makes deep massage possible and helps integrate the benefits of essential oils, muds, and algae. The bath also features chromotherapy, with colors adjusted to the precise wavelengths that restore harmony and life-giving energy. The AMA 6636 is specially designed to provide a deep massage using hot air and water for those hard-to-reach areas. What makes it all possible is the raised seat and the inverted V shape for the lower back. Armrests and a molded headrest can be easily added for enhanced comfort, allowing you to totally decompress and more quickly relax your muscles, easing stress. A leg rest was also added to allow the jets to reach beneath the legs. The action of the water and the jets stimulates blood circulation to more easily reach and soothe body parts afflicted by arthritis, osteoarthritis, and rheumatism. There is a range of installation options. You can fit your bath into an alcove, in a corner, or even opt for a freestanding unit in the middle of your space so that your bath will take its rightful place as the masterpiece of your bathroom.
De la plateforme unité de soins, voici le Vedana. Le Vedana allie 5 thérapies.
The Personal Care Oasis brings together 5 therapies: aromatherapy, thermotherapy, light therapy, chromotherapy, and sound therapy. These experiences were scientifically developed and integrated to help bring about changes of state and be in the present moment and get in touch with your feelings.
C'est un design minimaliste, laissant place à la créativité.
The minimalist design leaves room for you to be creative in how you shape your space. A discreet, easy-to-use wall unit controls the therapies. Vidana is designed to be flush-mounted either in a shower space or right in the main section of your Experience bathroom. This is espalier. The espalier is firmly attached, just like the tree that inspired it. It lets you perform stretching exercises and awaken your spatial consciousness. The espalier is perfectly sized to fit the average home, and its elegant lines fill out the space like the best furniture. The espalier anchors safely to the wall. Bain Ultra's commitment to sustainable development leads the company to design ways to contribute to relaxation, health, and wellness while keeping environmental, economic, and social impacts to a minimum. Our unique eco-status process allows us to analyze the impact of all products we design, from raw materials to the manufacturing process, transportation, distribution, usage, and its eventual disposal.
At Bain Ultra, we understand that we are all going through a hectic life. It's going so fast that we don't have time for ourselves. And that's the goal of us, to help you to create that space, that sanctuary, that space where you can build yourself some rituals to reconnect with yourself, to be able to face life in a more harmonious way.
To learn more, visit the website BainUltra.com. If you wish to see this part of the show again and find a link to the Bain Ultra website, just go to designingspaces.tv.
More Designing Spaces coming up after this.
Okay, inside or outside here at Designing Spaces, we are always thinking about what you can do to make your living space a better place to be.
Oh, wait. Thinking about it? Oh, no. Let's show them. Take a look. When homeowners look to upgrading their property's value, remodeling comes to mind. And one of the best places to start? The kitchen. We often think about the cabinets and a new countertop and range. But what about the sink? A new kitchen sink can bring freshness to a kitchen that is both aesthetic and functional. We're going to be installing a stainless steel sink in this kitchen here today. And Joe and I were just talking about stainless steel and the different properties. It was very interesting. So let's continue that conversation.
Sure. There are two main criteria you want to look for when you're purchasing a stainless steel sink. The first is the type of stainless steel that the sink is made with. That has to do with the mix of metals that go into the stainless steel.
Okay.
Two main properties you want to look for is the chromium content and the nickel content. The chromium is what's going to give the sink its stainless properties. The nickel is going to give the sink its corrosion resistant properties.
Both important.
Correct. And then you also want to look for the gauge of the stainless steel.
So what kind of gauge of stainless steel should we look for in a kitchen sink?
The minimum gauge you want to look for on a kitchen sink in an undermount situation is an 18 gauge.
So let me ask you something about stainless steel. Does it live up to its name? Is it stainless, no stain, no rust?
It does not. Stainless is not stain proof.
No.
Stainless gets its name because it stains less than steel. So you want to make sure you still take proper care for your stainless steel sink. If you get products such as lemon juice or vinegar in the bottom of the sink, you don't want to let that sit there. You want to make sure you rinse that
really?
out. Because that will cause the stainless steel to discolor.
Let's talk about this sink here. What are the properties of this one?
The sink we're looking at here today and that we're going to install is an Artisan brand 16 gauge 304 stainless steel sink.
Okay, there was a lot of numbers. What is 304?
The 304 is the actual type of stainless steel. For a sink to be classified as 304 stainless, it has to have the right mix of chromium and nickel for the steel.
Now, how does a consumer know if a sink is 304 stainless steel? Is it something that is on the box? How do we find that?
Most companies will tell you the type of stainless steel that the sink is made from. However, we are finding sinks that are out there that are not 304 stainless steel. And a consumer can tell that by a couple different ways. There are third-party testing facilities in the U.S. One is UPC, the other one is CSA. These are independent testing facilities that companies can send their product to, have the product tested, and then also they will inspect the factories to make sure that the factories are up to standards. Both third-party testing facilities require that the sink would have the manufacturer's logo or mark somewhere on the sink. This is an Artisan brand stainless steel 16 gauge sink. So we're 20% thicker than an 18 gauge product. 20% thicker means it's 20% quieter. So if you're running a garbage disposal, it's going to be quiet.
Okay.
It is also 20% more thermal resistant. That has to do with the retention of hot water in the sink. So if you're washing dishes and you put hot water in there, it's going to retain that heat in the sink. Another beautiful feature on the Artisan sink, which you'll see, is the very close, tight brushing of the stainless steel sink. We try to mimic most of your high-end appliances, so that way you can tie in that whole kitchen when you're spending a good amount of money to design your kitchen.
It's gorgeous. Okay, I say we install the sink in the kitchen.
Sounds good.
All right, here, I'll help you over. All right, looks good. So for our viewers who want to install a stainless steel sink themselves, what do they need to know?
In this particular situation, we did an undermount sink in a granite countertop.
Okay.
I'm going to recommend in this situation you do use a professional fabricator to cut that hole for that kitchen sink.
Okay.
What you would want to do, though, in any other situation is measure your sink base. That's your cabinet that the sink is going in. Get the dimension of that, and then look at the type of sink you want to put in there. You may need some modifications. If it's a top mount sink and you have a Formica countertop, you may want to do a little cutting to get that sink to fit in there.
Okay. Now what about maintenance? What should we do or not do when it comes to stainless steel sinks?
Stainless steel, I'm going to recommend you always follow the manufacturer's recommended cleaning instructions.
Okay.
Because there's many different finishes. In the case with the Artisan sink, we do have our own brand of stainless steel cleaner. And since we are a brushed finish, you can actually take a scouring pad, clean it with the brushing of the sink, and that way the sink will come back beautifully and you'll have it looking beautiful for a lifetime.
So where can our viewers learn more about Artisan sinks?
You can visit our website at artisanstyles.com.
Easy enough. Well, Joe, thank you so much for being here. We have a beautiful sink in this kitchen now. Thanks to you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Well, you can learn more about Artisan sinks on our website at designingspaces.tv. You'll see this part of the show again, along with many other videos. So check it out. See you soon.
All right, now we covered some big topics when it comes to baths and kitchens, but we are out of time. I'm David Jones.
And I'm Debbie Murray. We'll see you next time right here on Designing Spaces. For more information about anything you've seen on today's show or to find out how to be part of the show, log on to designingspaces.tv. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/dspacestv or friend us on Facebook. Type in the words Designing Spaces. You can visit these websites to learn more about the participants on this edition of Designing Spaces.